The other day, I started activating a new batch of water kefir grains to make tibicos. And you can see the butter muslin that I have on top of it. You need it to breathe, but nothing else to get in. And the water kefir grains are now soft and activated and ready to make kefir. So the liquid that's in the jar now that we're going to strain out is not water kefir yet. And the recommendation that I've seen is that I not use that first batch. So I may play around with that and see. But what we'll do today is strain out the water kefir grains and begin a new batch of water kefir. So I'll take the butter muslin off. And then this is a jar. We get fabulous yogurt in these wide mouth jars. And so I save them for all sorts of food storage things. And then this is a plastic strainer. You're not supposed to let the kefir grains come into contact with metal. And so this fits on a wide mouth canning jar, and we'll use that. Carefully, because it doesn't fit precisely on that jar. So here are the grains, and I'll just strain the rest of it out. So you can see the grains are wet and saturated with liquid. So they're ready to go to work. So now I have a 1/4 of a cup of raw organic cane sugar in the bottom of a Pyrex cup, measuring cup, and I'm going to add one cup of hot water to dissolve it in. And then again, don't use metal. The tibicos don't like metal contact, so everything has to be glass or plastic, or even a wooden spoon would probably be fine. So 1/4 cup of water, 1/4 cup of raw cane sugar, and a cup of hot water to dissolve it in. And I'm gonna pour that in the canning jar, and then fill the canning jar with spring water. So the tibicos don't like metal and they don't like chlorine. So I'll fill the So I have just about a quart but I still have to put the tibicos in, so just shy of a quart of water. And next we'll add check on the temperature. Tibicos don't want to be above about 85 degrees, and I think this water is a little warmer than that, so we're going to let it cool for a few minutes. I'm going to use my dairy thermometer to check and see what the temperature of the water is. Dairy thermometer is glass, and it registers lower temperatures. And it is 85, 86, 90, about 97, 98 degrees, so still too warm. Check that again. 80. Still 90 degrees. Wait a little longer. Check again. Still 90 degrees. Try to be patient. Let's take a look. $84 degrees. I think that will be just fine. So we'll put the tibicos in there now, carefully. Okay, little baby tibicos. So the activated grains are kind of like a yeast or like a kombucha culture, sort of like that. And they will eat all of the sugar in here. So in a couple of days, there won't be any sweetness left. The culture, the tibicos grains, will have eaten all of the sugar and started to ferment. And so then bubbles will begin to form. It'll start to have some effervescence to it. And we'll take a look at it in a couple of days and see how that's doing.